Every great teaching has a single heartbeat, one idea from which all the others flow. In the Tao Te Ching, that heartbeat is the Tao itself, the way, and the manner of living that follows naturally from it, which Laozi calls Wu Wei. If you understand these two together, the way and the action that is also a kind of non-action, you hold the center of the whole book in your hands. Everything else, the soft water, the empty bowl, the few desires, is simply this one truth seen from a different angle. Laozi begins with a warning and an invitation at once. The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. He is telling us, gently, that the deepest reality cannot be caught in words. The moment you say what it is, you have already drawn a line around it, and the Tao has no edges. It is the source from which all things rise and to which all things return, present in the smallest blade of grass and in the turning of the seasons, yet never standing apart as one more object to be pointed at. So Laozi does not define the Tao. He circles it, he hints, he uses image after image, trusting that something in the listener already knows. And what does the Tao do? This is where the central theme becomes practical. The Tao does nothing, and yet nothing is left undone. The sun does not strain to shine. The river does not push to reach the sea. The seed does not force itself to grow. There is a deep, effortless rightness in the way nature unfolds, and Laozi gives this a name. He calls it Wu Wei, which we often translate as non-action, though that is misleading. It is not laziness, and it is not passivity. It is action without force, action so aligned with the moment that it no longer feels like struggle. It is doing by not overdoing. Think of a skilled gardener. She does not pull on the plants to make them taller. She prepares the soil, she waters. She removes what crowds the roots, and then she steps back and lets growth happen in its own time. Her effort is real, but it works with the grain of things rather than against it. That is Wu Wei. The opposite is the person who interferes endlessly, who grips, who controls, who exhausts himself trying to bend the world to his will, and who often makes the very mess he was trying to prevent. To live this way, Laozi points us toward yielding, and his favorite teacher is water. Nothing in the world is softer than water, he says, yet nothing is better at wearing down the hard and the strong. Water does not fight the rock. It flows around it, over it, beneath it, and given enough time, it carves canyons through stone. It always seeks the low place, the place that proud people avoid, and precisely there it gathers its strength. The lesson is quiet but radical. We are taught to be hard, assertive, to push forward. Laozi says the supple survives, the rigid breaks. The tree that bends in the storm stands. The stiff branch snaps. This yielding reaches all the way down into the self. Laozi asks us to return to simplicity, to want less, to empty the mind of its endless grasping. He praises the uncarved block, the piece of wood before the craftsman shapes it, full of quiet possibility because it has not yet been forced into a single use. He invites us to embrace the one, to breathe softly and steadily until the breath grows gentle as that of a child, to hollow out the heart of its clutter so that something deeper can move through. The empty cup is useful because it is empty. The empty room is livable because of the space within its walls. Our usefulness, too, comes from a certain inner emptiness, a willingness not to be full of ourselves. So the central theme of Laozi is this. There is a way that moves through all things, too vast to name, and we can either fight it or flow with it. To flow with it is Wu Wei, effortless action, the soft strength of water, the wisdom of fewer desires and a quieter mind. When we stop forcing, life does not collapse. It opens. The harvest comes when we have done our part and then allowed the rest. This is not weakness disguised as virtue. It is the discovery that the deepest power is the one that does not need to dominate, the strength that can afford to be gentle because it is rooted in something far larger than itself. If you take only one thing from this whole journey, let it be this quiet reversal. We spend our lives trying to be harder, faster, more in control, and we end up tense and tired and strangely far from peace. Laozi turns us around. He says the way home is downward and inward, toward softness, toward stillness, toward trust. To let go is not to lose. To yield is not to surrender your dignity. It is to align yourself with the current that was always carrying you, and to feel, perhaps for the first time, how much easier it is to be carried than to swim against the tide of everything. In the next chapter, we will move from the vision to the practice and begin to walk the method step by step, learning how this great idea becomes something we can actually live, breath by breath, in the ordinary hours of an ordinary day.